Well, g'day guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to part 3 of my Stromberg Carlson solar powered transistor radio. Well, it's batteries as well, but will run on solar. And it's a 70T11 model. Okay, now this video I wanted moving fairly quickly. What we're going to do is we're going to align it. I'm pretty sure I can use an ordinary screwdriver here for the cans. What I'm doing first of all is the 455 kilohertz. Now, I can't really do the RF alignment until we get the whole thing in the case. So we're going to sort of hit and miss with this one. We're going to do the IF alignment, just make sure it's all okay. And then we'll get on to doing bits and pieces of the case and any other little pieces that need doing. Put this back in the case, of course I can straighten the damn thing out, and and go from there. So I've got the generator set at 455 kilohertz. I've got 100 microvolts going in at the moment. Now, for ease of, I can't get to the base of the first transistor. Normally, guys, I would go in there, which is right there. Okay, let's start him up. Let's see what I've got. And for a start, I'm going to go modulation. I'm going to set the frequency to 400 hertz, we don't want to listen to that kilohertz stuff. Okay, RF gen level. Okay, so we've got 400 cycles. Once again, my mic might pick it up a little bit better as well. It doesn't like 1 kilohertz sine wave for some reason. Got the meter here, which is doubled up with the speaker. That's the speaker I'm using. At the moment, I've got the speaker on, but once we get a signal through, we'll turn the speaker off and watch the meter and peak. Those two there for the peak. Okay, that's all there is to it. These two are aerial coils. That's our portable aerial coil, and this is the aerial coil for the car side of it, the actual tuning for the car antenna, which we'll do later on. Okay, we should be on. I've got the gang fully open on this one, and we do have a very faint tone there. The volume is right up, so we'll increase the level. Okay, we can see the meter coming up, and that's really loud in here and very annoying. So there we are. I'm sure you can see the meter from there. Now, we'll just use a screwdriver for this one. And, whoa, it's peaked actually. That one. Okay, we'll go. I don't think that's making a difference. It might be. And there's our peak right there. Okay, we'll go underneath. Now, can you still see the meter? Hope so, yeah. So, and there's our peak. And this one. And the screwdriver is affecting that pretty badly. And if I peak it there, but I don't know whether that's a peak. Just a moment, I'll grab another alignment tool. Got my little alignment tool here. Once again, bought this when I was about 15, 16. I keep tools for quite a while. Now, let's see here. That's the peak there. We'll go underneath that one. Do them in the right sequence this time. And he wasn't far off. There we go. It's a peak. We got a little bit out of him. We'll do the underneath of IFT2, and it does affect this one slightly. And that's the best I can get him. And in the top, it also affects a little bit. Yet it's plastic with a very small tip on it, so I didn't think it would. There we go. And again, can we squeeze another notch out of him? I don't think so. There. Okay. Now, we'll back off our signal a little bit, turn our volume down a bit, and there she is. And if we go right down, that's full volume. I can still hear that okay at 60 microvolts. Yeah, not bad. Now, what I'm going to do, just to get a preliminary here, I'll just change this frequency. Okay, recall 11, and we've got 600 kilohertz. So let's go down to 600 kilohertz.
If we realise that, and we're really excited here to be the host again.
And unfortunately, 549, we'll just set it up. Unfortunately, the ABC is right, it's at 549. Then 600, well, yeah, it's not far away. But anyway, we'll give it some microvolts there and just see where it is. And I think we'll probably do this. Yeah, it's mixing with the ABC, so I'll do that when we get it in the case. We can also go to 1400, and yeah, let's get a bit of signal happening. And there it is. And if we turn him up, okay, we'll do a very quick alignment of this fella. There you go. Right. So this is just a basic quick alignment. But when we get it in the case, we'll set our oscillator. We'll set the 2 aerial coils when everything is, a little bit easier to read on a dial scale. And, well, before that dial scale, the dial cord. So we'll disconnect that. We've finished doing our alignment as such there. Now, this little fellow was frozen. I'm just going to put just a little pulley there. Put a dab of WD-40 on him. We'll do this while I see it there, and see if he comes good. He should. It may have been hit or something at one stage too, but no, he hasn't. There he is. He's loose. He was almost totally seized, that little fella. There we go. Done. Spinning easily. This one spins easily. So, yeah. And there's one up the top here. And I think there's another one over here. And yes, he spins easily as well. Okay, so that's that done. What I have to do here, we've got an RCA here for the external aerial. Extremely corroded. I'm going to remove that fellow and put in a new RCA socket in there because I want to be able to put an external aerial in this and do a little bit of DXing, a bit of long range stuff. So yeah, I want that working. So there we go. That's all there is for the moment. We've cleaned the pot. We do have to align, as I said, the aerial rod, the coil on the aerial rod has to be set on the low end of the scale at 600 and all that rubbish. So, okay. So now it's on to, let's clean a couple of things on this case and see what I can do with it. Well, a little bit tricky to get the old one out, but anyway, he's out. Now this is the type I'm putting in, a standard RCA plug. And this one's a bolting type. It's a used one. I'm just using one that I've had here. And he should look a little bit nicer than the other one. The other one was soldered in. I'm not going to bother soldering this one in. He's going to be tight enough when the nut's done up. Here we go. Fell out. Right, guys. Well, the next part of the radio, I guess, is getting this thing a little bit better than what it is. Now, I'm going to take the speaker off. As you know, she's a bit rattly inside. We need a bit of felt or something around in the centre here to stop this happening again. But first of all, yeah, we might have to run something around in there. Maybe a little bit of compressed air and move the coil, maybe some low frequency into this so it's vibrating and try and get the rubbish out of inside. As well as this, we've got to clean up all this. The fly nuts are rusty. So yeah, let's get the speaker out and see what we can do with it. As you can hear, I don't know whether you can hear that or not, but there's a little bit of crunchiness gone down in there. Okay, I might put my air compressor going just on low. We'll also feed maybe a 50 hertz signal into this and just gently, ever so gently blow out and see can we get rid of whatever's in there. Okay, well our speaker didn't go real well. This little fella, he's still crunchy and I don't know, maybe a bit of rust or something jammed in there. I can't get anything in there. And it's fine when it's a little bit louder, but when it's soft, it's, just distorted. It sounds terrible. So going to pull out of that one because I've got one nearly the same. Different magnet. That's a type F on this one, and this one's a 5C. They're both, that's a 5F. Okay, so they're both 5-inch speakers. I thought they were 4, but they're not. They're 5. This one is one I've repaired earlier. Connect him up, and he works absolutely perfect. It's great. Unfortunately, it doesn't look the best, Of course, you don't see the front of it anyway. Bit smaller magnet. I don't know what that'll affect. What effect that'll have on our base and things like this, but it's a little bit shallower, which certainly won't worry us at all. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't do anything with this unless I decone it or take the cone out. And these things are, yeah, it's nearly impossible to get these apart. Maybe at a later date I'll try do something with this, but at the moment she's out. Okay, so I've cleaned up the bracket. That looks pretty good, and the clips and so forth. So now we'll put this in and get on to the case and see how we're going to go with the case. Now that is the bottom across there, so I would like it that way up. I'll get this done and we'll come back with the next bit, which is the case itself, before I do the handle or anything else, and work out what we're going to do with it. Okay, I'm starting on the back and not the front at the moment. Looks a bit easier. Now, this is slightly out of shape. I'm sure I can get this back looking okay. The whole case is dipped in a little bit there, not too bad, and the front is actually up a little bit, so it's only a matter of just heating gently and pushing things back into shape. The same with the back. Probably putting it down like this, heating it, and just pushing the back down a little bit. Got to be pretty careful with this. This one here also is protruding down slightly compared to this other side. And well, this side is where the battery cover goes. I've got to come up with something here. I don't quite know what was in here. Got to try and find out a little bit more information on that. But let's clean it up. I'll give it a heat and see. Once I get it straight and cleaned up, our dial glass or dial perspex is actually being glued in here. So yeah, that's for our the back dial for when it's used as a car radio. Okay, definitely says external speaker, and yet it's an input in this one. So yeah, not sure what was going on. Not sure what this one. Oh, hang on, this is our antenna trimmer. Yeah. Okay, let's get to it. the next part of this little Stromberg Carlson radio. And yes, you can guess what the next thing is. I've got to get this dial cord on because, well, there's a couple of other things to do. I've got to repaint the pointer, which only, well, loops through on one end of the spring. So it's not a problem to put back on. That's quite easy once I get it painted. But what I was going to do now is put this back on. The other dial pointer, the second one, he goes on here, and yeah, we can put him on as we get this on as well. Looking at the marks that I've made, and the marks, well, according to the video that when I pulled it apart, it's always handy to take a video or 10,000 pictures. That's in exactly the same spot. Okay, so right there is in exactly the same spot as that is fully open. The gang is fully open. It coincides with the flat side on the shaft of the tuning gang, and well, these fellas in that position. I'm only going off the pictures. There's no instructions on this one. Okay, so anyway, that's where I'm putting it back. You'll get a closer picture in a minute, but I'm just giving you an overall picture of what's got to be done here. And then it's a matter of restringing this. I think it'll be fairly straightforward as long as we get this right to start with. So anyway, that's where I'm starting. And as I said, paint the dial pointers. And then we can, well, we can't put the speaker actually on until the radio is aligned. So, yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a trick because we sort of need it in the case. I don't know how we'll do this yet, but anyway, we'll work it out. It's sort of got to be in the case for the dial pointer to show us on the dial as far as alignment, but you can't align it here on where I want to get to when the speaker's in there. Anyway, we'll work it out. Techo Baz having another blonde moment there. Yes, we can do these and the oscillator coil from the back, can't we? We can go in there, and there's the oscillator coil up here. So we can do it from the back of the radio once the speaker's on. So, yeah, we can put all this together. Now this bit. I hate dial cords. I hate them bad. Okay, I better do a bit of talking. I don't know whether this is right or not. It's I don't know where this is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be further that way. We've got a doubling over here as though it's wound the wrong way. It may have no. I think it was underneath. I'll just try and get that unwound. I think this one is supposed to be on the inside, not the outside. Oh, geez, I hate dial cords, especially on ones where you got absolutely no idea whether it's the right way or the wrong way or what's going on. Now, if I take it back up there, that's closing the gang, but it only gets to there and then this tangles. This seems to be the problem. We've got it the wrong way around on this pulley. Damn, it's going well too. Anyway, this way opens the dial right up. So let's see if our case goes on like so, opens the dial right up, and that's the top end of the dial. So this is going in the right direction. Right, okay, which is good. I don't know about this one. I guess it is. It's only following what's the rest of the string's doing. But the problem is here with the winding on this pulley. Oh, slip him off. I hate doing that. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, we're crossed over. So what's got to happen here? What's happening there? He's very tight. It's too tight. Has it jumped off a pulley? No, all pulleys are intact. Okay. Okay, it's going right back to the end. But of course we can, if it's not quite in the right position, what we can do is slip the circlip off and move this a tooth. So yeah, that we can do this, but that seems to be running okay. But he's very tight. Guys, I'm going to put a little bit of WD just on the shaft in there and just a little bit here. Now, we'll see where the dial pointer is. It's almost acceptable. And the dial pointer should be there. And yeah, we can't see the pointer because I haven't got it with me. It's been painted, so I haven't got it here. Guys, it's 6 o'clock. It's my wine time. So I'm going to leave this until tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that is going to work okay. He's still a bit tight, but I can't see any other way. Okay, goes up to there, and yeah, that should be at the end, but we'll need the pointer on here to work out, is it correct? Is it in the right position? The backing plate for the dial. Now, I would like a white black backing plate on this, on here. There was the red one, sorry, there wasn't one on here. The red one was on the top one. I would like some white on the back there to show up the numbers. So I think that'd be quite good, but we'll experiment with that. Righto, guys. There you go. I'm leaving that for the moment. I'll let it sit overnight and I'll think about it. I'm pretty sure we got the sequence right. It's just the tightness. Maybe it's the spring, because the spring has been corroded. It's actually, that spring is actually jammed together. in some spots. So, yeah, maybe it's just the tension. Of course, it's running 2 dials, so it's got to be tensioned up. Righto, wine time. Catch us tomorrow. Righto, guys. Well, I think it's time to put this thing together and get on with the alignment. Now, I've painted the needle. There's 2 needles in this one, the dial pointers. So there's one at the back up here. There's one at the front here. The red one is the front one. So somehow this goes on here. This has been a while since I've been at it, so it's a matter of remembering where everything goes. Okay, the speaker sits on there, on the cradle. There's 2 screws either side. Our speaker cables are through there, so that's okay. Righto, let's get him mounted. Okay, so that's got the speaker in. Now, what goes behind this dial pointer? This goes on somehow like that. The pointer is hitting this. What happens here? Let's set him in from the other way. And we might have to put a couple of temporary screws here. Very awkward radio to handle. Okay. We're sitting there. Dial pointer is actually hitting bottom of the case, and yes, down here. I think the dial pointer has to be bent down somewhat for this to do his thing. This fella here, so I think this has to come down this way. Probably a bit more. This has to, yeah, I don't know with this. We're flying blind here as to how this sits. Pointer is still hitting the back of the glass. Okay, let's try that. That's him. There he is. He's working fine. Now, we need a backing on this. Now, if I show you what I mean, our pointer is working okay there. But of course, all we can see through here is the speaker. So we need something behind this that goes along here, which wasn't in the radio. And these little clips hold it either side. So something that wide and obviously as wide as what we needed here. So I'm thinking some white, sheet of white cardboard, cut the size. I think white would look quite okay behind this dial. We certainly don't want any dark colours. You just can't read it. Okay, so I'll get myself some white cardboard, cut it out to size, and put it in. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, we've just got the backing for this. Look at this, an envelope, a cardboard envelope. And if we open him up, there's our white cardboard. It's spot on, actually. It's exactly what we need. So we'll cut off a piece and put him in there. I don't know about whether we should glue onto here. The other one was, but I don't know. It's probably the best if we do glue it. But anyway, we'll cut him to size and have a look. But it's incredible what you can use if you just look around and see what's around. Postal envelope. Oh, and it's the CDs actually. It's a right. All I did there was a bit of spray glue on the back of that fella, and he's looking good. I'll come back to it when the whole thing's dry, or properly dry. But that's come up well. It's come up nice, and our pointer works. It works well. Okay, now let's have a look at the dial. Well, the needle or whatever it is on the other side of the radio without disturbing this, of course. And as you can see, it just sits there with this one. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange arrangement. Now this one, I'm not going to do this at the moment because our dial is up here where it runs. I've got to find the backing for it, but I don't want to. I don't want to move this fella until he's totally dry. So with the other one, is in here. There's a dial that goes in here, which we'll get now. We'll put it in and then work out, well, where does the backing go for it and what colour suits it. Now, it had a white needle. Okay, it's also got, from memory, white numbers. I'll just grab it and let's have a look at it. Well, there it is, white numbers. So it just fits in here. Now there is some little holes and spigots either side that sits on, and really doesn't need much gluing. It has been glued before, but I don't want to put as much glue in there as what there was. So when we're looking at it, that's what we've got at the back. Okay, we've also got a white needle. Now, looking at that, I don't know, but I'd reckon black would be a lot better background to see this than originally it had red. Now, once again, I'll show you the red. This isn't factory. It's a piece of red Laminex off a kitchen table or something. That's what it was. Now, I don't know. I suppose it stands out not too bad. but would black be better? And I've got no idea what it had originally. I can't find any pictures of the back of this radio with this. So this piece had fallen down, and it was, refer to the first video if you wanted to see what it was like. It's pretty ordinary. It's got some sort of oil or something in there. So I'll just move that fella out of the road. I certainly don't want to touch him. We'll get some black and put behind it and do some comparisons. I don't know about you guys, but the black stands out pretty well against, or better than, the red. What do you guys reckon? I can get the light out of the road. I think the black would be the go. The red, I don't know why it's been red. I think I'll go for the black for sure. It just makes more sense than the red, unless the red was an original colour with this. But this piece, as I said, it's a piece of Laminex, and that is definitely not original with this radio. Okay, we've got our faceplate in. Now, that was just a matter of a bit of super glue around the sides and along the top there to pull everything into line. So all is good along there, just a little bit more cleaning before it all goes back together. So there, that's come up rather well. Now, I have a backing plate for this, which that doesn't look real good, does it? It's a bit of white perspex now, or plastic. Now, I'll show you in a minute where I got this from. I put some black cardboard on the other side of it, and when it's on there, I mean, that looks great. At least you can read the numbers quite easily, and with the white pointer, it will be quite good. Now, this thing, I cut this piece of plastic out of something I'll show you now. We'll get the camera away a bit, and I'll show you what it is. Okay, there it is. It's out of a TV screen, out of an LCD screen. The white diffuser that's in most screens, most LED screens anyway. And I just cut a bit out of there. Actually, I did it with the angle grinder and then trimmed it off. But this is about 1.5 mil thick. Actually, it might be a bit less. Could be about 1 mil thick, and great stuff for stuff like this. So don't throw your old LCDs away. Pull the screen apart and get some of this material out of it. Very handy for all sorts of little jobs. And yeah, that's what I cut that out of, and just glued some cardboard on it. Now, let's see how this is mounted. Very tricky because I couldn't work it out. That piece, the old red piece, which was broken, was in the radio, but I couldn't work out where or how it mounted. There was nowhere to mount it to. I'll show you. The rod holders either side have got a little slot there and a slot here, and this fits into the slot either side, like so, and there's your backing for your pointer. Now the pointer mounts on your dial cord, which is here, and yeah, that's unfortunately when this pulled apart, this piece wasn't in those, and well, I didn't really see that there was a slot there to mount some sort of backing for the dial. So yeah, there it is, and we can still move this and still tuck our wires away when we've finished the alignment. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll put this pointer on, the gang is fully open. So we've got to mount him in around there. Now this one is not as critical as the other one. Let's see what we can do here. But first of all, we'll get the positioning. A little bit too far away, so I'll just pull him along. Okay, he's in about the right position. Let's straighten him up a bit. Okay, let's see how that fella runs. And I've just got to watch underneath where I've got hold of him that I don't catch my hand on the other one. Okay, and right to the end. Okay, and almost to the end. So back this way, just a fraction, and I'll say you'll be right. We'll set him up, and I'll be back. What's got to be done now? Probably the front put on, and so we can get on with the alignment. I don't want to bend that either. So, guys, follow me here. This is going to go in here. The dial cord on this has been a bit of a hassle. Now, when this goes in, what it had was some heat resistant something or other on this piece. Well, after a bit of thought, guys, I am going to use the original padding. Now, it's a padded material that's silver on one side. Yeah, it shows through there a little bit, but it's not too bad. It probably does reflect the heat or somewhat. I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, but I think, no, I wanted to leave this original. And so I think this mounted back in. I'm just not sure which way up it went. This seems to be the go this way. And I'm just going to put a dab of hot glue in various spots to hold this in place. But yeah, I'd like to keep this somewhat original. I'll get my hot glue gun fired up and we'll tack him in. Then we can get this in here and finally get on with the alignment. Well, guys, I've spotted some hot glue just around the place. A couple of trails there that I've just got to get rid of. But that's held it in nice and firm. Yeah, it doesn't look the best at the front. That's the way up. But that's the way it was. Okay, so heat reflective or nice silver paper, I don't know what you'd call it. But that's the way it was. So, yeah, we're going to run with that. So, turn him upside down. And finally, put this bit in position. Well, guys, this video's gone on too long. It was a bit more than what I thought. We're going to cut it here, put up the next part pretty well straight away. I'll do both of these together. It's just that I wanted to split this into two. The next part involves the solar panel and so forth. So, I wanted to concentrate on that a little bit too. So, don't need too long a video on it as well. So, stay tuned for the next one. It's coming up like right after this one. Okay, so I think this is part 3, so part 4. And, well, hopefully that's the end of it. I've just about got all this job finished anyway. As you saw, we're moving along with this project. So yeah, I did want to show you a little bit more about the solar panel. Okay, so stay tuned, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you very shortly in the next video. Okay, bye.